What up, gangsters? I was really kind of going back and forth on if I was going to do a check-in on this, but kind of feel like we're at a place in the world where, like, we just don't have the luxury of being quiet about it, where I've always quietly observed and held my own opinions so that I didn't get attacked by one side or the other, one side or the other. To be fair, I don't have, I'm not left, I'm not right. I'm very libertarian and very humanitarian. I'm more than willing to see out and hear out and try and understand every single person's ideal and position in literally everything going on. At the same time, I grew up as a military brat. That was my fucking upbringing. I understand the impacts that the kind of shit that's going on right now has on the world and families and our country. So I've decided I'm just gonna throw a little video out there. No hate to anybody, just more me kind of unraveling my own brain because it's feeling very overwhelmed with everything that it has taken in this week. First and foremost, shit's just fucked up. I think every single one of us, I don't give a fuck where on the little political fucking table you are. I think all of us can come together and agree shit is fucked up. With you, a lot of people want to point fingers, but at the end of the day, put the finger down and just, I think we can all agree on that very specific thing. In fact, I think the world can agree on that because they are watching this. Everybody outside of the United States is watching us completely and utterly unravel. I think in that aspect, we have something in common, guys. Right, so I don't generally speak on this stuff, so it feels a little bit foreign and awkward to me. Like I said, I like to kind of hold the peace and just love and accept and try and understand all perspectives and make my own educated decision based off of all of that. That's how I've always been. I've never really jumped to conclusions based on just hearsay. I've always wanted to know for myself and understand for myself. This week has been exhausting, mentally and emotionally exhausting, and scary. To me, it's scary. Again, growing up in a military family, I understand what the implications are, and how quickly they can turn into action based on different headlines and talks that I am hearing in congressional courtrooms and in foreign, headlines. I don't know. To me, it's scary. I don't want to see us go into a war. I don't want us to hate one another. I don't want us to create more division between ourselves and also destroy allied friendships that we have held on to for years. Like, that to me is sad, right? Anyways, let's jump to the next thing because this is really what triggered me to even make this video to begin with. So, one of my followers posted, retweeted a video of a woman. I don't know who she is. I actually blocked her because I don't know, I don't need that shit in my life. He posted a video of a woman. Yes, I am smoking a cigarette because I am stressed the fuck out. Basically, what she was doing was comparing the January 6th attack on the Capitol to the current ICE protests. I have some issues with that. First and foremost, they're very different. I'm going to go into detail on why they are in just a second. But first, let's just take a moment to take that in, because I don't know, maybe I don't know. I feel like educated individuals should understand how very different they are, but I also feel like our country is running very hot on emotion and sides. I feel like we're the fucking Sneetches, Dr. Seuss, the star belly Sneetches versus the not. And it's not helpful. But let's break it down for a second. January 6th, the run on the Capitol building. Let's remember when this was taking place, Congress was in session. There were threats of bombs and harm and like hostile moments. People lost their lives. A lot of destruction to that Capitol building happened. A lot of fucking theft and just absolute and complete disrespect. I remember the videos that I saw of the people that stormed the Capitol building and how proud they were to completely and utterly disrespect our capital and our nation, essentially, right? It put a lot of people in harm's way. It scared so many people. It injured and killed people. It was horrific, okay? So that's January 6th. However, then she is comparing that to this week and the peaceful protests against ICE after killing Renee Good and all of the horrific things that have gone on in Oregon and in Minnesota and across the nation. This was a breaking point, right? And people are waking up to that. But they're not doing it in a destructive manner. Like January 6th, they are peacefully protesting. And that is a constitutional right. Free speech. Let's be very clear on that. This is a constitutional right. What happened on January 6th? I don't know where in the Constitution it says it's okay to storm a fucking government building and create chaos and threaten and actually injure people within the Capitol building, regardless of who they were, whether they were security, lawyers, Congress people. Like, this is reality. That's not in the Constitution. So the very fact that people are trying to compare those two very different situations, kind of makes my head want to explode, because it doesn't make sense. They're very different. Period. End of sentence. I get that it could be wonderful leverage from one side to the other, but one's legal, the other was illegal. And that is why the people on January 6th got prosecuted and these peaceful protesters are not being prosecuted because they are following law. January 6th didn't follow law. It was lawless. Anyways, so it just has me in this place where everything's just so fucked up. And I really just wish every single one of us would take a moment to take a fucking step back and take a breath and educate ourselves and drop the emotion in everything and actually look at true fact. Because, bro, it's escalated. It's escalated in ways that never needed to escalate. And this isn't helping anybody here in this country, regardless of what you believe in and what political party you're a part of. This isn't helping anybody. We've got NATO talking about, going against us, our allies. Let's be very clear. France, who is now talking about revving up to go against us to protect Greenland, they are the one that gave us the Statue of Liberty. Please don't fucking forget that. The absurdity and chaos of all of this, and how all of these people that have always backed us and we have always backed them, now coming together to prepare to go to war for, over us, talking about invading Greenland. Like, what the fuck? And people aren't even actually looking at this in a serious manner. They're taking it as a joke still. And it's not. Mexico, Canada, also ready to stand up to the United States. And some of y'all are out there in these weird little emotional spirals just talking about, fuck you, you don't know what you're talking about, and we're the best. Dude, full pause. Look at history. Look at this fucking position we are currently in. In a unemotional way. In a very, literal way. This shit could escalate at any moment. I don't give a fuck what side you're on at that point. We're all fucked. So, I think we need to get our shit together and, actually start respecting one another again, because it's the only way this is going to change. The division here is exactly what led us to where we are. And I fucking hate that, because I am a person that likes to bring people together. And I'm watching from a sideline, feeling so helpless. I've got kids. I don't want them to live in this. Nobody needs to live in this. Again, I don't give a fuck who you are or where you come from. Nobody needs to live in this. It's not cool. Let's fix it.